Hey friends, welcome back to Earth Electric Road Trip Hacks. I'm Reed. We got a beautiful afternoon in Sequoia National Park. Of course, we got the Buc-ee's shirt on. And today we are talking about some creative ways to organize your clothes while you're on the road. I don't have the microphone plugged in. Okay. All right, here we go. Today we're talking about clothes organization. Now, right off the bat, two things I do differently than a lot of people. I don't keep my clothes in the trunk, and I don't keep my clothes in a suitcase. And maybe by the end of this video, I will convince you to do the same. So I have nothing against trunks. I love trunks, especially mine. It's super spacious. But the problem with them is they're very horizontally oriented. That's not how you store your clothes at home, right? Usually you'll have your clothes somewhere in a dresser and somewhere in a closet, and those are both very vertically oriented spaces. They allow for a great deal of accessibility and organization at the same time. So what I'm trying to do in my car is create the same kind of environment, but also make it more compact and easy to move. So with that in mind, I tried a few different solutions for clothes, and one for me turned out to be the true winner. So at first I thought about, okay, in a closet, what are some ways that people use to organize their clothes? And immediately I went to a closet hanger. You've got clothes hooks in the back seats, and it just seemed like an obvious choice that you could hang kind of your own little closet from back there and have each drawer always ready to go. So I ordered one from Amazon, filled it up in my house, and drove around with it for a little bit in the car. And pretty immediately I ran into some problems. Mainly that the thing was just pretty weak and wasn't designed to be held up from one point, one hanger from the roof. It also swayed around in the back a lot as I was driving. Like, one of the benefits of having kind of a sporty car like this instead of an RV or a big van is that you can whip it around places. So it was a fun idea, but didn't really work out in those aspects. So a couple weeks and a few thousand miles after leaving San Francisco with the hanging clothes organizer, I went to Bed Bath & Beyond in search of another solution. I went for a more horizontal approach. I got an under-the-bed boots organizer with 3 different sections, a very big floppy thing, and laid it across the back. And this one, for the reasons I mentioned at the beginning of the video, just didn't really work. It took up a lot of space. It wasn't easy to move around, surprisingly. Like, it was, when it's filled with clothes, it was pretty rigid. And the worst part was, it was basically like a big suitcase. Like, I had to unzip it every time I wanted to use it. And there's nothing more frustrating than zipping and unzipping the same thing like 5 times a day. And also, it took up my middle back seat, which I use for groceries, so that just wasn't gonna work in the long term. So I ditched that option pretty quickly and went back into that same Bed Bath & Beyond and bought a few of these, what are they called? Canvas baskets. And it might not be the most elegant or creative solution, but these things meet my needs perfectly. They stack on top of each other to save space. They're sturdy when you drive around. They're easily reconfigurable, so when you're in different environments, you can have different things near the top. They're really easy to individually take out of the car and fill up or put in the front seat or do whatever you need to do. They're modular, so you can add them and take them away depending on how long your trip is, how thick the clothes you're bringing are. And the best thing is, there's no frickin' zippers or anything you have to redo over and over again. You just, like a drawer, pull it out, get your clothes, put it back. It feels weird getting this excited about canvas baskets, but these have been my wardrobe for the past 4-ish months, and I couldn't be happier. And the great thing is, you still have your hangers free for nicer clothes, so I still keep collared shirts and a pea coat with me, and I have room for all of that. So all those thicker things that I carry with me go in the footwell in this clear plastic bedding container. And the cool thing about this is it's easy to see what you're accessing. All this stuff is super easy to reach down and pull out anyway, but you can also pull it out of the car to look for what you need in a pinch. And this enables me to have some style while on the road, arguably. And lastly, for hats and headbands and little accessories like that, I have a seat back organizer that goes behind the driver's seat that holds all that stuff. This seat back organizer also serves as a headrest when I'm sleeping in the back, so I can have the driver's seat pushed a little bit more forward, which creates more room for me to access those thicker things in the footwell. And then the pillow can still rest against that organizer, and it gives me probably another foot of room, honestly. And if you don't mind your stuff getting a little bit squished, then this is a great solution I've found. So that's how I organize my clothes. I know this is going to be something that people think of really differently depending on your situation and your needs, but hopefully this just enabled you to think a little differently about clothes organization on a road trip rather than just throwing all your stuff in a suitcase, putting it in the trunk, right? There's better ways to do things than that. If this video did help you, I would really appreciate your support. You can find links to all the stuff I talked about in the description below and ways to support the channel, which mean a lot to me. So as you can tell, the sun has gone down. It is getting colder here by the minute, so I gotta go. But thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. And as always, happy adventuring, and we'll see you next time here on Earth. Boo!